With all that's been happening lately, on top of all the work Beard has been putting in, he feels that it's time to slow it down and have ourselves a lovely little fish. I knew it existed, but I had forgotten the idea of producing a video related to the topic until the mighty fine Pikachu Frankie tossed out the suggestion, so thanks for that one, bud. This one's for you. But first, let's set the record straight when it comes to actually where one can cast their line. I know many of you out there actually play single player, so this may surprise you, but DST players are incapable of casting out into the ocean for flotsam. They cannot receive the debris from the wreckage and therefore cannot trade the material for gold and such. Instead, Don't Starve Together sees us doing most of our fishing in ponds that are littered about the constant. There are 3 variants as well, beginning with the green ponds here that are found mostly in grasslands and forest biomes. And oh yeah, these are the ones that happen to spew out frogs during the mornings as well, so be mindful there. But we also have purple ponds that lie within the swamps, and they too spawn something, only this time it's mosquitoes who wish to suck your blood. And don't forget about the tentacles around. And finally, we got the blue ponds that are found in the ruins, or in this case, really the wilds. These babies don't spawn any other bads, but they will soon show us their worth regardless. And oh, I almost forgot about the Oasis, but we'll be touching on that at the end. For now, let's talk the tool of the trade, as there is but one. The fishing rod. Using 2 twigs and 2 silk, one can easily amass a handful of them, and you'll very likely have to, as each rod only allows up to 9 reeled in fish. Furthermore, once summer rolls around, we'll potentially need many rods to get our goggle blueprints, so plan accordingly. But gosh dang it, man, I wish there was a little hat that made fishing more efficient, or just something to make it a little bit more worthwhile. But rod in hand, just cast your line into a pond, and after about 5 seconds, you should have your first catch of the day. That is, as long as you actually reel it in, you'll need to pay attention and react to the hook text that appears, or else the fish will escape, and you may even lose your rod in the process. But every pond has 10 fish available to the player, and another spawns every 160 seconds. So fish are not the limited factor here. It's the time that's gonna come to annoy you. And speaking of time, the more fish you catch, the longer it will take to hook the next one. So perhaps not reeling in all 10 in a single pond during a single fishing trip is your best bet in terms of efficiency. But what about these fish that we keep on catching? Are they anything noteworthy? Well, I can tell you right off the bat that there's no need to cook them, as the stats they regain are literally going to be the same no matter what. So, I do recommend either drying your catch to get some small jerky, definitely a far more useful item. You can feed it to the birdies for eggs, always bloody useful, or you can even trade with the fat man himself for some gold, but albeit it's going to be not a whole heck of a lot of a gold. However, if you put your chef hat on and combine some fish, corn, and some wooden sticks, you will somehow create fish tacos, a food item that restores 20 health, 5 sanity, and nearly 40 hunger. Or you can even smash together more fish, wood, and other meats for fish sticks, a food item that heals for 40 health, nearly 40 hunger, and 5 sanity. A very, very nice alternative and a very good use for fish. But on to the blue ponds down under. And we ain't talking fish any longer, folks. We are talking eels. Yes, eels are in Don't Starve Together, and I'm willing to bet some of you had no idea. But remember, the same rules apply, so each of these ponds down here are also holding 10 eels each, so reel them in. But unlike our other water-dwelling creatures, a cooked eel actually does see a jump in stats boosted, but it's nothing special. So again, I do just ask you to either hang them up to dry, serve them up for some useful eggs, or use them in the fish recipes that we just mentioned, as eels will actually count as fish value. But better yet, grab a cave lichen while you're down there, and throw in some eel and some things into the pot to create what is known as unagi. It's not the greatest food item in the world, but it is unique in a sense that placing an eel and lichen into any combination of any other food and fillers will always result in unagi. So there you go. However, arguably the best use of eels is to simply just trade them away to the Pig King, because you will get 5 gold nuggets for each eel, and this results in a moderately easy and rather efficient method for obtaining gold in mid and even late game. Is it the best? Absolutely not. Is it unique? Certainly. And speaking of unique, the Oasis Lake, a location that is actually exclusive to Don't Starve Together, and outside of summer, the lake is useless. But the lake fills up during the summer season, and then the fish is on. Compared to the other bodies of water we've mentioned, the lake has 15 fish or other items available to you, and more are actually added every 90 seconds as compared to 160. But more than just fish dwell here. You have a 40% chance to catch a scaly friend, but a 60% chance to net a crumbled package. And oh yeah, if you recall, the blueprint for fashion and desert goggles await you in here as well. But crumbled packages contain trinkets, and the chances to get certain ones can be seen here. But the noteworthy one is the rare and mighty useful beach toy that can be given to Antlion to net you a lazy deserter blueprint. But all can be traded to the king for his gold as you please. But there you have it, everyone. A guide on fishing within the constant and how such a small mechanic can actually lead to great things. So grab a rod, head to a pond, and start reeling them in. I actually do hope that clay adds a bit more layers to fishing down the line, but for now, this will work. Thanks for watching, everyone. Well wishes to all. I hope some of you learned something new today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.